Johnson of Louisiana. Mr. Johnson of Louisiana votes no. Mr. Biggs? Mr. Biggs votes no. Mr. McClintock?
No.
Mr. McClintock votes no. Ms. Lesko? Ms. Lesko votes no. Mr. Reschenthaler? Mr. Reschenthaler votes no. Mr. Klein?
No.
Mr. Klein votes no. Mr. Armstrong?
No.
Mr. Armstrong votes no. Mr. Stubbe? No. Mr. Stubbe votes no.
Has everyone voted who wishes to vote? The clerk will report.
Mr. Chairman, there are 23 ayes and 17 noes.
The appeal of the ruling of the chair is tabled. We will now proceed to amendments. The clerk will read the first section of the resolution.
H.Res. 755, impeaching Donald John Trump, President of the United States for high crimes and misdemeanors. In the House of Representatives, December 10, 2019, Mr. Nadler submitted the following resolution, which was referred to the Committee on the Judiciary. Resolution, impeaching Donald John Trump, President of the United States for high crimes and misdemeanors. Resolved that Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, is impeached for high crimes and misdemeanors, and that the following articles of impeachment be exhibited to the United States Senate. Articles of impeachment exhibited by the House of Representatives of the United States of America in the name of itself and of the people of the United States of America against Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, in maintenance and support of its impeachment against him for high crimes and misdemeanors.
I now recognize myself for purposes of offering an amendment in the nature of a substitute. The clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment in the nature of a substitute to H.Res. 755, offered by Mr. Nadler of New York. Strike all that follows after the resolving clause and insert the following.
Without objection, the amendment shall be considered as read. Without objection, the amendment shall be considered as base text for further amendment. I will now recognize myself to explain the amendment in the nature of a substitute. This amendment makes a minor change in certain places where the underlying resolution refers to Donald J. Trump. The amendment refers to Donald John Trump. Otherwise, it makes no changes to the resolution. I urge all of my colleagues to support it. I now recognize the ranking member, the gentleman from Georgia, Mr. Collins, for any comments he may have on the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The amendment nature of a substitute is absolutely irrelevant. Taking Donald J. Trump and making Donald Trump John Trump just simply shows the, frankly, absurdity of where we're at. And today we're going to spend plenty of time for you listening here. We're going to talk about this amendment in nature substitute. We're going to talk about the factual basis that have absolutely no factual underpinning to impeach this president. But I'm going to go back for just a minute since I didn't have time and had to sit through a well-rehearsed, many days put together explanation on why what will be known in 2019, outside of the fact that this committee finally accomplished its goal after the chairman stated he wanted to since November of last year, impeach this president, what will be known by this committee from here on out is that this committee has now sounded the death of minority rights in this committee. This committee has become nothing but a rubber stamp. This committee is amazingly now on such a clock and calendar process that they don't care. Facts be damned. They don't care. They don't care that we had one witness out of 3. When I asked for a second witness, I was told I couldn't, even though there have been staff conversations well before. I was told I was asking too late. One witness out of 2 panels, that's all we had of fact witnesses. This is a just travesty and a sham from day one. I could talk till I'm blue in the face, but nobody on the majority cares. But the spot that is left by what has just happened will resonate over the years. It will resonate over the years in the sense that there is no fact that we can come to. They had no desire to hear any fact witnesses outside of their own train-driven clock calendar impeachment. For the chairman himself, who vehemently fought for minority hearing days, to sit there and read that is an amazing statement and a crushing blow to this committee. There's no way to recover from that. In fact, there may be. I wonder if the chairman would join me in making sure that the Rules Committee next week, they don't waive the point of order against this. But I know they will. That's why they're going to take it. Because I'll guarantee you, when you look into it further, this point of order would be sustained against these impeachment articles, so they're going to have to waive them next week. Watch and see. They will waive this point of order and waive any other point of order on these articles by the time it comes to the floor. For some of you may say, the ranking member talks about process. The ranking member talks about process. The ranking member talks about process, never the foundation. Believe me, we will inundate you with the facts, and I have already. Some of you just don't choose to report them. What is important, and for many who report on this body, and for many who have sat in this body, and for those who have served in this body, the members who have gone before and the people who have set this committee up and